creating craziness, and welcome back to Herald. Oh, in the last episode, one of the officers got hurt, and right now we got promoted, and we have to get our blue coat. So let's do that. Who's this one? Great. Yes, it's kind of relaxing to read. I think so too. Can we go inside?
Caleb had thoroughly scrubbed the blood from the floor, but I couldn't get the harrowing image of Brunswick lying there out of my mind.
Yeah, that must be freaking terrible if you've never seen anybody hurt. Now we can go. Let's get our coat.
A blue steward's coat lay inside the cabinet, just like Ludlow told me. It felt strange to be its new owner.
Well, promotions do that to you. So let's see what the book says. Let me see where the galley is on the ship. All cargo. Oh, so this is the galley. This is a workshop? Workshop? Then it's here, right? Where we are. It's here.
Well, look at you. All dressed up.
Well, it has to be like that. Otherwise, no one will believe I am a steward.
On your way to the galley, are you? It's through there and to the right. And between you and me, the cook is a strange feller. Don't you believe a thing he says, Rensburg?
What do you mean by that? Who is this? Look at the picture.
The signing of the Treaty of Westminster is a scene widely depicted in Protectorate art. It is so revered because it represents a defining moment in the Protectorate's creation.
Good to know. Look at this.
It was not uncommon to find a pile of junk next to Hayward's workshop. People generally tried to avoid him, so they often just dumped any tools they had used next to his workshop for the bosun to find on his way out.
The fuck? Why? You just have to knock and say you came to give back his things. What is that? Let's not go just there yet.
I needed to go to the galley. Undra, the chef, was waiting for me there.
No, not yet.
I needed to go to the galley.
Okay. Let's go there. Where's that bucket?
The tin plates we ate off gave a metallic taste to all the food that had touched them. It couldn't be healthy.
It probably wasn't healthy. Bread?
Day-old bread was put on the table next to the galley, providing a quick snack for sailors passing by. Undra's own fondness of fresh bread usually resulted in an excess of it.
Oh, it's better to have an excess than not have any.
The large tankards we drank from could be found sitting around on trays everywhere. Not very surprising, since drinking is a sailor's favorite pastime.
Yes, it is. Or they're playing cards. Property of the Morton? Whatever that is.
It seemed that many of Lewis's books were about botany and zoology. That is something I hadn't expected to discover about him. He seemed more the religious type to me.
Well, we all have our hobbies.
A large cupboard was among the senator's furniture. I wondered what skeletons it was hiding.
Who knows, maybe someone's inside. Dead. What is that?
The door to the cargo hold had been locked shut when we left the capital. It would only be opened again once we finally reached the eastern colonies.
So, probably like this, no one can actually rob them. Let's promise to the cabinet.
Even with a blue coat, I wasn't allowed to enter the first-class cabins without a clear invitation by one of the passengers.
Oh, too bad. We'll have to get an invitation. And
A particularly large painting was carefully covered with a blanket. I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of those tasteful artistic nudes, like the ones my adoptive father often sold to rich upper-class men of a certain age.
well, everyone has their taste. So, if it doesn't hurt anyone, I don't see any problem with it. Piano?
A strangely shaped object stood in the corner of the gun deck. I couldn't really see what it was, but I had an inkling.
Piano.
The clockmakers from the province of Switzerland are the finest anywhere in the Protectorate. Of course, the senator owned a particularly fancy grandfather clock of Swiss origin.
It looks pretty.
The gun deck was littered with all kinds of boxes that contained Senator Morton's belongings. I took from it that Mr. Morton must be a very rich man.
Probably very rich. Couch?
Empire-style sofas seemed to be all the rage in the capital. The bulky and decadent design didn't make it hard to guess where the style originated, the province of France.
You say so? I would have never known. Let's go back. We can't look at anything else. Let's go to the galley and talk to the chef. Nothing there. Let's go.
Ah, my new help has arrived.
Yes, I did.
I've never seen you down here before, Devon. What have you done to deserve this sorry job?
Someone got stabbed. I don't know what to choose. I'm better with people than with ships.
The captain believes I'm better suited to working with people than with ships. And so do I.
Well, he gave you a blue coat and took from you a sailor's life. You are a servant now. A servant at sea, but a servant nonetheless.
Yes, everyone's a bitch.
What does a servant do, you ask me?
What does he do? Whatever everyone says he has to do.
He cleans and he cooks, of course. But aboard a ship like the Herald, he also has the duty of recreating a little piece of the Protectorate for our dear passengers.
Recreate a little bit? Like, you mean, a theater piece? Like, go on stage and entertain people?
Lest they forget they're still part of it.
Correct undressing that I was a steward?
I was told by the captain that I was promoted to steward.
Promoted to steward, demoted to servant, same difference.
Fuck. That's bad.
Learn to speak the language of a posh Protectorian, Devan. You are definitely going to need that skill, being a steward and all.
Then I will try to learn it.
No, time to get to business. This here is Danielle, my sous chef, and he has prepared luncheon for the passengers this morning.
Hello, Devan. Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you too.
So for your first task, would you be so kind as to serve Lady Tabitha and Senator Morton their grub in the dining saloon?
So, the first class door that we couldn't enter? Of course! I assure you, Indra, I'll do my best.
I'll do my best, Mr. Oberton. I'll make sure our guests are well looked after.
Hopefully, I won't trip and spill everything on them. That would be a bad first day.
I'm sure you will, Devan. And please just call me Undra. Now, remember to return here after you're done so I can give you your next assignment.
Yes, yes. Let's look. There is around.
The few herbs I could find in the galley were often dried and stale. Bruising them with the grinder usually helped to return some of their flavor.
Well, we're on a ship. I don't think they can really stay fresh.
On the counter lay a giant hunk of prosciutto from the province of Italy. Like the people from that province, it's rather salty, but in a delightful way.
Okay. Look at this. The pan?
Little bits of food were still stuck on the inside of the pan. It seemed like Danielle had been in a rush when he washed the dishes.
Ew. You better learn how to wash dishes, man. That's gross. So nothing else? And the sacks?
Rice from the colonies is a staple aboard Protectorate ships. It's easy to transport and high in energy, even though rice alone won't really nourish you.
Well, it doesn't get stale, so that's good.
The best Protectorate cheese comes from the province of Holland. This particular one smelled a bit mouldy though, so perhaps it came from the province of France.
Oh, all over the place.
The most prominent thing about the galley was its giant stove. 4 burners and 2 ovens. Quite lavish for a merchant ship.
Yes, it was, because I think we usually have a lot of important people here. It's just my guess. The bread.
Several rolls made by Undra lay untouched on the cutting board. Most likely they were made with the finest grains from capital farms.
Probably. It's for the first class, that's probably what he has to do. Right?
I once caught a drunken sailor trying to brew beer from the barley in the galley. "If only I had more time, Emma," he said to me.
But he didn't, so we already said.
Potatoes need peeling to get rid of the dirt. Sadly, it wasn't Danielle's favorite job, so sand was a common ingredient in the stew.
That's why the food wasn't so good.
Danielle liked to test the limits of his boss, but the cleaver on the wall next to Undra usually reminded him to keep it verbal.
What the fuck? Okay, let's get the plate.
The dining tray contained the food for Lady Tabitha and Mr. Morton.
Let's go, let's go.
Even with a blue coat, I wasn't allowed to enter the first-class cabins without a clear invitation by one of the...
Oh, it's not here? Where is it? Oh. Go up.
How despicable that the captain did not see this coming. It's just unbelievable.
How would he see anything like that? I mean, he trusted the boy and the officer. I mean, unless he can predict the future, he wouldn't know.
You should stop worrying about everything, Uncle. Every time you frown like that, you get a new wrinkle.
I'm a man, Tabitha. Wrinkles give me character. And besides, I can't waste my time on silly things like that.
Then don't.
Why shouldn't a politician care about his appearance? Your line of work requires you to persuade others. A dashing appearance would surely give you an advantage.
Maybe? Who knows?
Who said I didn't care about my appearance? Am I not dashing enough for you?
No.
Well, you could try and follow the latest trends from the colonies. Colourful and less stern. More brisk.
I doubt that happened.
I represent the Protectorate, my dear, not some exotic roadshow.
But what if I wanted to dress myself more like a member of an exotic roadshow? Would that be acceptable?
I don't think so.
Now don't get any ideas, Tabitha. Your father...
Yes? My father... what?
Your father wouldn't approve, my dear.
Indeed. But father's not here. And why should you have the right to tell me what to do when he's not around?
I mean, probably because he's in charge of your care? No, I don't know how old she is.
Because I am your appointed guardian. That's why.
That's what I thought.
I'm a grown woman. Why would I have need of a chaperone? Times are changing, Uncle.
Enough now, dear. Say your prayers and eat before it gets cold.
So they pray too?
Could you pass me the salt, please?
The lady wants salt on her food.
So I'm the servant.
Now, Uncle, a little please wouldn't hurt.
I think it would hurt him a lot to say please to a servant.
Please, boy, the salt.
Ask Tabitha how much salt he wanted.
How much salt would please the lady?
I can do it myself. Thank you.
Tabitha, let the boy do his job.
I don't know, should I give it to her? Should I sprinkle it? I think I'm going to give it to her.
Thank you kindly.
Anything else?
What was that supposed to mean? If I ask you to sprinkle some salt, that's what you should do. Now show me you know how to sprinkle, boy. Give me some salt.
Sprinkle that salt.
As you wish, sir.
That's how I expect it to be done.
And it would have been done if the lady wouldn't have asked for the salt. You bitch.
Remember, a good servant is only there when needed. Any other time, he blends in with his surroundings.
That's exactly what I did.
Now please leave us.
Let's look around.
The cups and plates in the saloon had the allure of fine china, but Hayward once jokingly told me he had bought them cheap from Japan, so they probably weren't.
But I think that's enough for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Till the next time. Bye.